Hi, folks, and welcome into the Drubner Center here for some NCAA Division II Women's Volleyball between the Dominican University Lady Chargers and the Post University Eagles. Cody Shalfo here on the call. What should be a good one. What was selected to be two of the top in the North Division of the CACC preseason poll. Number 2 ranked Lady Chargers in the preseason poll. Number 3 ranks Eagles in the CACC preseason poll finally meet head-to-head here today. Again, Cody Shalfo here on the call. It should be a good one. Let's start today with the starters for the Dominican University of New York. Freshman outside hitter number 5, Trinity Parkin. A freshman middle blocker number 7, Alayla Ortiz. A junior middle blocker number 9, Savannah Toti. A sophomore outside hitter number 16, Alexandria Diassi. A junior setter number 20, Caden Sandstead. And a sophomore defensive specialist number 22, Gabriela Broadus. We have 2 liberos on the floor today. One wearing number 3, Haley Camo, the freshman from Barrington, New Hampshire, and Kylie Flynn, the senior, wearing 24 in the red libero uniform, the NGIT transfer from Paterson, New Jersey. We'll see her some today as well. As for post, Christina Perrick, who just achieved 1,000 career kills. She is the graduate on the outside. We'll be talking a lot about number 2 in white. Up in the middle, it's Nia Shahid Stevenson and sister Nuri Shahid Stevenson, 6 and 10 respectively. And in the middle of them, Vivian Andrea Fehevery, who just picked up the kill there. She wears number 9. Alice Di Francesco, graduate center, wears 11. And Alani Duncan, sophomore in the middle, wearing 24. With Alyssa Groves, one of the best liberos in all the country, really. She is obviously the top woman in charge, wearing the gray libero kit. And that will be a point for Dominican as they come back and pick up the point. It is 1-1 early on. Dominican trying to get off the schneid. A 3-game losing streak coming into play today. Did start the season off 0-4, but between those 2 losing streaks, they are 4-1, and a vicious setup down the middle as Alani Duncan clears out Main Street. Chargers 1-2 in conference coming into play today. The line is Fehevery, transfer from Colby Community College from Hungary. Camo, first touch is going to be blocked. The swing by Layla Shipley on the outside, wearing number 8, and a few in a row for the Eagles, that time defensively. Every again. Camo the first touch, and splitting some defenders on the swing is Diassi. Sandra Diassi, all conference in high school. By way of Secaucus, New Jersey. A lot of sports fans familiar with Secaucus, due to that being the replay center for at least baseball and basketball, I assume some other sports as well. And Perrick picks up another kill. Just completed 1,000 in her career between Quinnipiac, AIC, and Post University. 1,000 career kills. And an honor at every level in volleyball. And she picked it up here collegiately in Division II ranks. So congratulations to her. Yeah, I see the serve. Tough reception for Perrick. And a couple in a row for the Lady Chargers. Again, selected to finish second in the North Division. the CACC. Again, the two divisions. Top four in each side make the conference playoffs. And the top North and South Division leaders, as Camo goes down to pick it up, face off. Last year's Georgian Court taking care of Post University in the finals. Alexa Arnold on to send it away. Two-time first-team All-Conference and team MVP in high school, as well as playing volleyball, soccer, tennis, and track and field. Busy woman. 7-4 early on. Post with a 3-point lead in set number 1. 3 kills apiece on both sides. Huge swing down the middle. Ortiz. And she'll accidentally hit the net. So much force on the first swing. It was popping back up. It's a hard read, but misread it. An infraction ensues. Barrick, too tall for Combo. And a 5-point lead for the Post University Eagles. Up, and Sheed Stevenson got it in. She kept it in, and that's going to be a timeout. We will take it with you. 10-4 early on as Dominican needs to talk it over. Back here at the Drumner Center, 10-4. Post on a nice little run here as they've picked up the last few points in a row. Getting some kills, getting some blocks, and taking advantage of some errors on Dominican side. The Lady Chargers again coming into play 4-8. Lost the last 3, lost their first 4. A 4-1 stretch in the middle there. And continue to have tough time on these receptions. Post, one of the best serving teams in the country, ranking in the top 30 in a couple of stats there with a few individuals and as a team. And seems like early on it's been tough for the Dominican to handle it. An unfortunate bounce off Diassi. Gets Parkin out of position and falls into the corner. A few minutes into this one, another tough reception off Parkin this time. Huge swing. That's Shipley, the sophomore with 72 kills entering play today. Picking up off of the tap up front, 12-5. Line, Gabby Broadus from California, Maryland. And an error there. That's her 17th service error, just 5 aces on the young campaign. Sent away by Perrick, and tough bounce off the ceiling. Camo has to send it over. DiFrancesco tough set. And an infraction is DiFrancesco is going to come over and talk it over with the net judge. And no change in opinion. Nurishid Stevenson, who was called for the violation. They're going to set her up again, this time a lot better. 8-ball corner pocket. And Shahid Stevenson dumps it down. 8-point advantage for the Eagles. So a nice 8-point advantage just flipped off the net. And Parkin can't get it to go. Another error for the Lady Chargers. Already up to five kills as well. 0 attack errors for the Eagles so far. That continues. Perfect 8 for 8 on kills. Let's race to Sattler, who was at the service line, one of the best in the country, and the set continues to be trouble. Doty had the angle, but just sliced it a little bit. And when it rains, it pours, I guess, right over the net. And another timeout, 18-6, a dominant first set. And we'll see what Dominican can do to get themselves in line for what's going to look like potentially set 2 coming up shortly. Looks like we're ready early here. 18-6, both timeouts used by Dominican already. And what's been a tough first set, 18-6. Post 8 kills, no errors, 3 aces, and hitting 615 in set 1 so far. Pretty good numbers. Sandstead try to flick it over early. Fortunately, bounced back from the top part of the net, 19-6. That one's blocked, staying in play. Yassi is there. And no one home for Post at a point, breaking the stretch. Dominican finally gets on the board. It was 6 in a row, for Post before that miscue on their end defensively. And finally, 2 in a row for Dominican as a tough reception for Perrick and company. And that's off some fingertips. And a kill for Elena Ortiz. She's been exceptional on the outside for Post. 53 sets, 97 kills, and a hitting percentage around 200 at $175. as a freshman, pretty good. She had a good try match a couple weekends ago when I was here against St. Michael's and St. Thomas Aquinas, where she was a standout for the Post Eagles, who did not drop a set in that one. From Goodyear, Arizona, all region in high school as well. Trinity Parkin, 19 service aces, 26 errors. And it's a good one there. That is Alani Duncan who was set up. And Duncan, the Indianapolis, Indiana native, who also placed 9th in nationals in high school in diving. Having herself a pretty nice start to her sophomore season. Camo first to touch it. And Dominican gets a kill on the outside. That's again Shipley, who's looked the best so far tonight. Camo comes off. In comes Layla Ortiz. And Savannah Todi sent it away. 18 service errors, aces, just 10 errors on her season. Oh, good recovery by Shipley to get down and get it. Both Ortiz and DeFrancesco stayed on sides. Outside, and that is out. Nia Shaheed Stevenson that time. Herrick is blocked, but back line there to help her out. Nuri sends it over, gets a second chance, and stuffed. Her and Duncan again with some good defense. And that is out. Oh, saying that it is in. Actually off of the tip. So last touch by Nia Shaheed Stevenson on the outside. And as we're going to reward the points. Barrick. That's just an unfortunate bounce. All Parkin to do was just let it come to her, and with such force and veracity up off the ceiling again and slamming down in front of a teammate. 22-12, Posts. Just needs 3 to put set 1 into the rear view mirror. And Dominican wants to put this one in the rear view mirror as well. Outside, Shipley goes soft with it. Perrick stands still. Shaheed Stevenson just out, and they will say just out. A little too much mustard on it from her. Her and Nuri from Louisville, Kentucky. District champion in high school. Both of them were. With Nuri studying biology and Nia studying legal studies. A raindrop from her. And that is well outside. A little too much force on it for Dominican. And then it is set points. And they will send Alexa Arnold and her 15 service aces to the line. Already has one today, I believe. Sent over, looping serve. Ortiz is good for a kill. That is her third, now ties with Shipley for the team lead. Perrick has 4, leads all student athletes. Dominican has brought their hit percentage to even. They were negative for a bit. 8 kills, 8 errors. 1 ace. And some trickery to end the set. DeFrancesco pops it over. She's known to do that. That'll do it for set one. It was all posts in that one, 25-14. We'll see what they can do. Make it a little more competitive in set two. Cody Shuffler here on the call as Post University a 25-14 set one victory over Dominican. 3 kills for Shipley and Ortiz on Dominican side. They led the way for the Lady Chargers there. It was 7 assists for Sandstead, 1 ace for Diassi, 4 digs for Camo, excuse me. And those were the leaders for Dominican. For Post, it was Peric with 4 kills, and Nuri Sheed Stevenson, Ortiz, Duncan, each with 2. 1 ace for Groves, Arnold, Hervery, and Sattler each, and 10 assists for DeFrancesco. 5 digs for her as well. And Sheed Stevenson and Duncan combined for a block. And we are about ready to go. Yeah, and they did mention Kylie Flynn as a libero as well. It's Camo the whole time, and she looks like she is also out there for the second set as well. And we are off for set 2. Again, 25-14 drubbing Dominican in set 1. And Post will start off with a point here. Dominican led by Patrick Ernst in his 6th season, the 36-49 record. Also the men's head coach, assistant coach at Felician for 6 years, and Union County College for a pair of seasons. John Chang is his assistant. Again, coming off of 3 straight losses, in the last 2 were all both 5 setters. They lost to Wilmington on the 4th 3-2, and then Felician 3-2 on the 1st, and then got swept by Southern Connecticut State 3-0 on September the 30th. Eagles easily on pace for their best season. (12-2) to begin the year. Started things off 9-0, which is the best start in program history. And their best start previous to that was in 2004, where the Eagles were 2-0. So 9-0 for sure, the best. That eventually was stomped out. And coming off back-to-back wins, a win at Goldie Beacom 3-2, and then at Bridgeport's 3-1, both on those same 10-4, 10-1 dates that we mentioned for the games for Dominican. Went 20-11 last year, 13-3 within the conference, and made it to the CECC championship game. First time since 2018. They did lose to Georgia in Core Everett 3-0. Three and 1 in their last 4 games. And it is a 6-0 run to start things off in set 2. Hard to have better starts to an evening than this. Avery has been at the service line this whole time. And finally it ends on the swing from Parkin, the freshman outside hitter from Westfield, Indiana. Serving is Caden Sanstead from Scottsdale, Arizona. Barrick gets over to her off the light fixture. And pumped over. Francesco sets up. Stevenson down the middle. That's in. And Nia. From Kaskaskia. Transfer. Groves just gets it over. Outside Perrick. Yes, sir. 7 for Christina, adding on to her total. That's over 1,000 at this point. 8-1, another timeout by Dominican. It's been all posts since the word go. We come back and Dominican University of New York having a tough time here in Waterbury, Connecticut. 25-14. First set loss, and now find themselves down 8-1 in set 2. Post trying to get out of here before the dining hall closes. Barrick, another tough bounce, and it's been these receptions that's been really not going well for Dominican, whether it's off the serve or whether it's off these attacks. Just has not gone well, and you're not getting a good reception. You're wasting opportunities. You're already behind the 8 ball as it is, whether it goes errant and falls to the ground or if you're not being able to set up a teammate as that's just out on the outstretched mark of DiFrancesco. But I think that's where most of this is starting. And some of these are reception errors. Some of these just poor receptions. And again, the errors obviously lead directly to points, but just the poor receptions lead to, all right, having to flail on the second touch, and then on that third touch, you can't really set it up for anything with some power to it. It's mostly just flailing and trying to stay alive at that point, and it's also allowing, A, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to pick up points, but B, it's allowing good opportunities for posts to have easy receptions and easily set themselves up for points further. So definitely the thing that, in my eyes, needs to be cleaned up from Dominican. 11-2, Arnold pops it over. Camo is there, and no one home as finally one of those quick get me over moves work. Sandstead tried it earlier, hit the net this time, able to successfully pop it over. And hits the back end of the U in the middle of the court. And that is just out. Line judge was right on it. Good idea, just barely too strong. Tody sends it away. Perrick tries to get it over, but to no avail. 11-5. And it is Nuri, Shahid Stevenson right there to just push it over. 12-5. Ortiz, Layla Ortiz, 46 sets, 46 kills, so she's been about 1 per set from Windsor, Colorado. Nice kill down the middle for her. Played basketball and ran track and field as well as volleyball in high school. Outside, and that's the other Ortiz for post, Elena Ortiz, so 2 freshmen from the West coming over to the East and making impacts for their CACC schools. Francesco just gets it on the back end, and a block by Duncan. No, ma'am. Duncan puts up the wall. And no one down the middle as it's Shipley riding the ship, 14-7. And Delaney Ott back here for the first time this year, doing some research. The only Lady Charger to not have stats on her ledger. And so the first set and first action for Delaney Ott, all-state, all-conference in high school in volleyball, was twice all-conference in softball in high school. She's studying biology and a little bit away from home, coming from Fairbanks, Alaska, and getting her first action of her junior campaign here with Dominican. Outside, Sheed Stevenson, Camo, getting down and dirty. Good dig from her. And Ortiz, the only thing that changes is if someone tapped it, and they did not. Fairbanks, Alaska. Again, a little bit of ways from here. Let's do some... Wrapped up, Ortiz can't get it. So Fairbanks, Alaska, roughly 4,300 miles away. So a little bit of a drive, only 70-hour drive. That's about 3 days nonstop if you want to get that way. If you want to drive there, the most efficient route would take you through, let's see. If you started from Post, you'd have to go through, obviously, Connecticut, New York, all the way through Pennsylvania, right around the Cleveland area of Ohio, get up around Chicago, move up until Wisconsin, Minnesota, follow that up to North Dakota before you switched over and went across the border into Saskatchewan. Then you'd get right around Edmonton, probably take a break, see an Oilers game or two. And then you're back through Alberta, all the way up through British Columbia before you get through the Yukon. And then Fairbanks is due north of Anchorage. So if you ever were curious and just wanted to take a day trip up to Fairbanks, Alaska, well, it's more of a 3-day trip. And that's the route you would take. If anyone was curious at home, I know everyone was asking, and everyone definitely came in today thinking that they were about to get prepared to take a trip to Alaska during a volleyball broadcast. And we thank you for joining us here today, whether you're listening on YouTube or on the CACC network. Cody Shalfu here on the call. Great volley going on while I'm talking about nonsense. And first real good rally for Dominican, but it ends with a block from Nia Shaheed Stevenson, the big right hand of hers. And out. No one touched it up front. And it is 18-10. And with that, we will put a pause in the action. We'll be back in a minute and 12 seconds. 18 for Post, 10 for Dominican. So 18-10, Post coming out of the break with the lead, the large lead over Dominican, and 1-1 by 11 points, 25-14. And are making great pace to get at least near that on another pretty dominant set. Vivian Andrea Fehervary, 28 service aces, 32 service errors. Jess getting over as Toti, and she watches that one go by. An acrobatic swing from her and some good pinpoint placement for the junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, a health sciences major, and I am not going to tell you the driving routes from here to Minneapolis. I'd assume it's near identical. Barrick, wow. Dug up by Camo, though. That's impressive. Sheed Stevenson blocks it and forces the infraction, 19-11. Nia has been awesome so far tonight. Blocked, and that is going to go out of play. Last touch by Post. And 19-12, a 7-point discrepancy in set 2. And error outside by Parkin. Outside, swing, popped up, outside for this time for Perrick. Dug up on the outside, on the back end by Parkin. Usby ricocheting around the ceiling. Great play. Camo getting down. And out. Promising rally. Oh, and they'll actually give points to Dominican. Say tipped up front off of Post. My eyes a little bit blind. Barrett can't make mistakes around her. She makes you pay. Approaching double-digit kills, up to 9 through one set in about 85-90% of a second. And that brings her to the service line. She's been fine this season at the service line. 13 aces, 21 errors. Yet started her career at Quinnipiac, transferred over to AIC, and spent the last couple seasons here in Connecticut. Ortiz, this is pinballing around, and Dominican, that's happened a couple times. Again, it's off those receptions, not able to calm it down and play it softly. And they haven't really been able to get regrouped when it comes off the ceiling like that either. (22-15). Keys. And that's a good eye by Diassi. And that one fall to her right. Delaney Ott back out to serve. And that's off of that front row. 22-17, so 5 the distance. It's the closest this set has been since it was 5-0. And we'll see if one more Dominican point. And I guess that point is me. We'll say if one more Dominican point in a row, if that garners the first timeout called by Post today, but they will still hang on to it. 23-17. And DiFrancesco, 26 service aces, came into play today with 427 assists as well as the top setter. Also coming by way of AIC. Pushed. Swung on. And that will be it for set 2. 25-17, just as dominant for Post. We'll see if they can go for the sweep in set 3 or if Dominican can extend this one. We will see after the break. Just about ready to go here for set 3. Post University with a strong 2-0 lead over to Dominican University of New York here. We'll check on some stat leaders for Dominican. 6 kills for 2 Laylas here, Ortiz and Shipley. Shipley, one of the more impressive players we've seen so far tonight. 16 assists for Sandstead. She leads the way there. 1 ace for Diassi. 14 digs for Camo. She's actually out right now. Like I mentioned, 2 liberos on the floor this evening, and the first time we see Kylie Flynn, wearing number 24, the senior. So we'll see if they give her this entire set or if it's just a breather for Camo. 2 block assists for Diassi, so that basically 1 full block there. And those are the leaders for Dominican. On the other end, 9 kills for Perrick, 1 more for double digits. 21 assists for DeFrancesco. She also leads, actually second in digs with 9. Groves, a quiet night. She hasn't done much tonight. 12 digs for her. 2 aces for Fahervery as she gets stuffed on the swing. And 3 block assists for Alani Duncan. She leads the way there. One. Fahervery on the opposite side now and just in front of Parkin. Yeah, the kill for Fahervery. Come from Debrecen, Hungary. Definitely said that incorrect. But since we did the mileage for Fairbanks, Alaska, let's see how far away Debrecen, Hungary is from here. We got time. DeFrancesco gets down and just have to bump it over is Nia Sheed-Stevenson. DeFrancesco again onto her knees. This time he couldn't get the slick reception, but Duncan able to stuff it home. All right, so it is a 14-plus hour flight, which would cost you roughly just under $900 to do. Trying to get the total mileage here, but they're not giving it to me, obviously, because you can't drive to Europe from here. Blocked, but a great save by Groves, and violation for post, and knots things up at 3. Right now, Debrecen is 47 degrees, and it's about 1 a.m. The capital of Hungary's northern Great Plain region. It's 2-towered 19th century Reformed church. This is on the expansive Main Street. Some quick facts. Kossuth Terrace, nearby the Museum of the Reformed College of Debrecen, has exhibits of the history of the city and the college. The Dairy Museum's eclectic collection includes archaeological finds, centuries-old weapons, fine arts, local craft displays, and a chamber of wonders. So I know you came in the night. Not only you're going to leave here today planning a trip with the girls to get over to Fairbanks, and then a little guys' day in Debrecen, Hungary. We keep it factual on this side of the fence. Tipped at the line. Fahervery is there, and Sheed-Stevenson, this is Nuri this time. 2 chances at it, and the 2 Sheed-Stevenson sisters with some defense again. Outside, Perrick, big swing. Nuri again getting it over, and a very, very nice rally forming. Barrick softly sets it up. And finally it concludes. Point for Dominican, 5-5. Making 2-4 on the road this year, trying to creep up towards 500. They'll need a 3-set in a row comeback. As Shipley reached over and knocked it out of bounds. (6-5) your score. Swung on. Biasi can't get her over the net. Point posts. Barrick over double digits in kills, 6 digs, so need a couple defensive efforts to pick up a double-double. She's had already quite a few this season. Lucia Di Francisco with a double-double, 23 assists, 13 digs. So she has also quite a few double-doubles. Adds another one to her mark. Yeah, I see it's tipped up front. Outside, Perrick. Yes. This pops over. Arnold's getting down. Pushed over by Shipley. DiFrancesco sets up Perrick. Who just tries to get into the corner. Shipley, a bigger swing on it. And a little too far out the back. Post, coached by Tiffany Verney, picked up win number 50 last time out. 50 and 57 here, Post in her 4th season. Assistant coach at New Haven. Also assistant coach at New Hampshire, where she was a graduate assistant. University of New Hampshire, that being. Played at NYIT. Top 5 in a lot of season and career offensive stats. ECC Player of the Year, ECAC Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time All-Region, 3-time All-Conference. Lexus Nieder, her first season, played at Central Connecticut State. And Samara Radovanov in her first season, as well as a graduate assistant, was on the Post team that went to the championships a year ago, and also had a stint at Pratt Community College before calling Post home. Timeout for Post. Their first they've used all evening. 9-7, they still lead. So coming out of the timeout, Post first timeout, they used one in the first or second sets here today. And there's some team stats, a 195 hit percentage for Post on 87 total attacks, 29 kills, just 12 errors, 6 service aces. They continue to rack up those service aces, which they are so good at. DiFrancesco, good reflexes. And Groves, much the same. And tumbling shot out. DeFrancesco tried to pump it over. Here's Delaney Ott. Kylie Flynn, the NJIT transfer, two-time league champ and all-league in high school, is studying business management from Patterson, New Jersey. Popped over, and finally it works for Sanson, who's tried that move a couple of times. The setter of the week in the CACC, one extra C there, apologies, in her career. It's 10-9, the closest it's been this late into a set, so Dominican hanging in there, and we are tied up. 10-10. One serving left-handed and into the net. It's her fourth service error on the year. Camo has basically split the libero minutes. 34 sets for Camo, 30 sets for Flynn. DeFrancesco has these short hops on her. She has read them beautifully and done exactly what she needs to do to get into position. There's a couple of times where she's gone down to a knee to keep the arms at the good length to get a bump on it. There, basically folds up like a chair to play it off the net. Had one where she played it off the net off of a serve. She's been a wizard with that. They meet at the mountaintop. It sneaks over. Sets up Ortiz. Parking there. Outside. And a lead for the first time for Dominican in a bit. And it's 12-11, Dominican in the lead for the first time all night, I believe, if I'm doing the math correctly. Yeah, for the first time all night. 12-11. Dominican holding the lead. It's 12-12 now. And that's out. So Shipley is in and Ott is out. Oh, wow. At the apex, Duncan set up beautifully by DeFrancesco. And that is out and actually off of tipped hands. So Dominican will regain the lead. 14-13, trading points now are the Eagles and the Lady Chargers. Short serve played. Parrick. And she'll let that one fall out of play. And Barrick ties it back up. A short tumbling serve from Groves and a block up front. Nuri Sheed Stevenson, I think, got most, if not all of it. Perrick might have helped. And Post taking the lead. Isabel Diwali for the first time tonight. Checking in. She wears number 10 from Lodi, California, criminal justice major who played soccer in high school. 21 sets played. So Lavali in. Ott getting her first sets played of the year. And Post quickly taking a lead. Lady Chargers call time, and we'll be back. 17-14. We're in the late stages of this one. Post trying to rattle a few off in a row and get out of here. (17-14). Post jumping out ahead. And it's Alyssa Groves, a CACC Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-CACC, first team All-America, twice All-Region, and 9 times Defensive Player of the Week in the conference, and one of the most storied careers and one of the best, if not the best, individual season any Eagle has ever had in the women's volleyball department last year. And looking to continue that. Flynn gets down for it. Lavali sends it over. Outside, Perrick pushing. Lavali digging. Blocked on the middle. Sheed Stevenson sisters. Nia and Nuri, take your pick. It was tipped up. DiFrancesco, again, a wizard with the angles. And I'll say no one touched it up front. And Posts on a roll. Now up 6 out of nowhere. And Francesco. Talking with the line judge, she went up like she was going to get it, thought it was going to go over, then realized once it was coming down off the net, kicked it and saying, that's legal. Why are we blowing it dead? Perrick, big kill on the block attempts. Yeah, I see this is going to get over. It is! Kept alive, still kept alive. DeFrancesco. Flynn on the ground. That's a great body adjustment from Sandstead, much like we've been giving DeFrancesco a lot of credit. Credit where credit is due to the Lady Chargers side. Sandstead also warping the body to get a good touch on it to set up a teammate. 21-17. And what's been a very exciting third set. Back and forth we go. Post still with a nice 4-point cushion. Up, Perrick. Someone check the floor. Might be a dent in it after that. 22-17. Popped up. Groves goes to play it. The Harevery stops. And down the line it goes. Point to posts. 23-17. And we're on the verge here. Flynn plays it back to Parkin, who had the first touch. And Nuri's picking her spot, but violation. Point will go way of the Lady Chargers. Kylie Flynn. 7 service aces, 3 service errors coming into play. Does have 1 error already. Popped up. Played off the lights. Again, the ceiling has not been kind. DeFrancesco. It should be point Dominican. 23-19 should be the score. And it is fixed. The score table did not see the point of the judge. So 23-19, not 24-18, and Dominican still with it. 24-19 now. Again, being Nuri Stevenson. Toadie's there. DeFrancesco calling for the set earlier. And, a big collision between Arnold and Sattler. Well, they seem to be both okay. 24-20 in the game in the hands of Caden Sandstead. 10 service aces on the year. She'll need a couple here to keep this game alive. The Harevery goes soft. Outside. Can't get it down. DeFrancesco trying to manipulate everybody. And Arnold's wary of bumping into a teammate again. Perrick giving way, and 24-21. Your post saying we just need one. And that's correct. So one more, and that's your ball game. Harevery blocked up front. It's down. And that will be the dagger, officially ending it 25-21. And posts a clean sweep here of the Dominican University of New York. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sweeps on the season for Post, and they move to 4-0 in CACC play. So we'll be back in a moment for player interviews. Before we get out of here, what's next for Dominican? We'll talk about that in just a second. After tonight, Dominican be at home against Goldie Beacom College and then at home against Caldwell University before going back on the road on Saturday the 18th at Holy Family. For Post, they will be on the road going to AIC up in Springfield on Thursday and then back home for a championship game rematch between George and Court. And then Felician University comes to town on October the 15th. Again, we'll be back shortly for player interviews in a moment. From Cody Schauf for everyone here, we'll see you in just a minute. Again, Post wins 3-0, 25-14, 25-17, 25-21. Test.
Test.
Cool. I think both of those are at the levels we need. All right, folks, and welcome back into the Drumner Center. Cody Shuffle, joined by Alani Duncan. Alani, really good team win. This is your, I think, fourth 3-game sweep. Kind of, what did you see early on, and what were some of the things you guys are trying to attack here in this one?
So, okay, the game plan for this one, we knew, like, if they were in system, they'd try to go for their middle. So we watched, like, film, got the habits of their middle, so we knew, like, where to block and everything. And then just taking advantage, like, when their center was front row and just things like that.
All right, cool. And like you said, taking advantage of the middle and being in this place. You guys had 6 combined blocks. You, Nuri, Shahid Stevenson, Nia, you guys all have been outstanding all season. What kind of work behind the scenes goes into being connected, being able to read the offense, and really be in the right position?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, like watching film, knowing, like, the habits and the tendencies of the people we're playing. And then, like, earlier this week in practice, we were practicing, like, our timing, our spacing, so we're putting up a good solid block. And then if we're in, like, rotational or perimeter too, like, we're moving our block inside or, like, going all the way out to the line, like, just taking all those things into account.
Awesome. And it's no secret you guys having the best season in post volleyball so far. How much fun has it been to come to the gym every day, do the studying, and just knowing that you guys are playing some of the best volleyball in your guys' combined lives?
Yeah, it's been so fun. It's been great. Like, I think everyone on the team, like, enjoys, like, pushing themselves, like, knowing and, like, exceeding our expectations. We also, like, a lot of people come out and support us, so we always want to make sure, like, we're putting on a good show for them and, like, appreciating that they're coming and watching us.
Awesome. Well, Alani, thank you so much for giving us time. 7 kills, 4 combined blocks for Alani Duncan today. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, so that will do it here from the Drumner Center. We will be back soon with some more women's volleyball again. They will be on the road on Thursday, but back home for a championship rematch. How excited are you for that? Championship.
Excited.
Georgian Court will be back here 1 p.m. on October 11th. We'll see you next time. From Cody Schauf, everyone here at Post University, and Alani Duncan. Thank you so much. Have a good one, everybody.